Pistons fans love to reflect. Reflect on the bad boys. Reflect on the 04 Pistons. Reflect on the teal jerseys that we hope come back sometime soon. One thing we don't love to reflect on is the Pistons draft choices. The one that Pistons fans most often go back and shake their head at is in 2003, when the Pistons drafted Darko Milicic over future Hall of Famers Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony. In this video, we're going to look back at the Pistons draft picks of the past decade and make the case on which was the biggest draft mistake the Pistons have made. The writers over at Palace of Pistons have already done this, and the link to our roundtable will be in the description below. There's no perfect, 100% correct answer to a question like this, and I'm also not going to include Luke Kennard or Sekou Doumbouya because the jury's still out on them. We're going to work backwards, all the way to 2010, explaining each Pistons draft blunder.
With the 18th pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Henry Ellenson from Marquette University.
In 2016, the Pistons drafted Henry Ellenson, a 6'11 forward from Marquette. He only played 59 games over 3 seasons as a Piston, and he was released during this past season. It always stings to see a pick not pan out, but the pain is amplified when we look at who was taken after him. Malik Beasley was the very next pick, and he's a solid rotation piece for the Denver Nuggets. At pick 20, rising star Karis LeVert was taken by the Nets. Award winners Malcolm Brogdon and Pascal Siakam were taken later in the draft. All of these guys are real, solid NBA contributors. I don't think we can call Henry Ellenson a real, solid NBA contributor just yet.
They're going for a wing. Adam Silver with the Pistons pick.
With the 8th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Stanley Johnson from the University of Arizona.
In 2015, the Pistons drafted Stanley Johnson. The pick made sense as Caron Butler and Kyle Singler combined for 3,000 minutes the season prior, so it was obvious they needed small forward help. Stanley, as a Piston, was just simply okay. He had some good moments, guarding LeBron in the playoffs, but Justice Winslow was taken after Stanley, and he's just a better version of him. Winslow's a better playmaker, a better shooter, and he would actually fit on our team super nicely right now. Devin Booker was drafted later in the draft. He became a star in Phoenix, and who's to say he couldn't have done it here? The Pistons haven't had a star on the wing since who? Grant Hill? Stanley looked like the right pick, but he wasn't.
With the 8th pick in the 2013 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Kentavious CaldwellPope from the University of Georgia.
In 2013, the Pistons drafted KCP, and I'm not going to say this is much of a mistake, it's more of a missed opportunity. KCP was not a bad Piston, but let's look at who was picked after him. CJ McCollum is also a 2-guard, and he's a proven NBA stud. At pick 15, the Bucks got Giannis. Could you imagine if Giannis was on the Pistons? And once again, KCP wasn't a mistake. It just stings to see what became of the players that were picked after him.
With the 9th pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Andre Drummond from the University of Connecticut. With the 8th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Brandon Knight from the University of Kentucky.
In 2011, the Pistons drafted Brandon Knight. The Palace of Pistons writers have deemed this the biggest draft mistake of the decade for the Pistons. And Knight wasn't bad in Detroit, but there were 6 future All-Stars picked after him, and also 4 future Pistons players. Sit back and imagine what it would be like to have Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, Kawhi Leonard, Jimmy Butler, Nikola Vucevic, or Isaiah Thomas in a Pistons jersey. It's a bad look that the Pistons acquired Reggie, Tobias, and the Morris twins later in the decade when they could have just had them in the first place.
Here comes Chris Paul. The lob. The jam! Oh, what a monster jam by DeAndre Jordan!
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section below who you think the Pistons' biggest draft mistake has been in the past decade. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more Pistons content. As always, I'm Tim Forkin. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you soon.